All right. We are at stage 1 of the November race series, Neokyo nights. So I'm guessing the entire month of November we are in Neokyo or around Neokyo, so Makuri Islands. I tried this race on Tuesday with well over 200 people in the race. I hung with the front group the whole time, but I messed up at the end preparing for my sprint. I had gotten so used to just spinning a higher cadence in an easier gear that the tactic I'd been using of a half mile out, getting down into my sprint gear, and then just pushing till it was time to actually sprint. Well, I jumped down to my sprint gear, and I was just unable to push that gear. So my watts dropped in my attempts to try and keep that gear, and I fell back pretty far. And then when it was time to sprint, I made up a few spots, but yeah, I don't know, it was over 100th place. This route is pretty much it's a flat route. A couple tiny little kickers, but nothing substantial. So, the whole group can keep with you. So the main group in the front still has well over 100 people. So I think I was 12 seconds behind first place, and that still landed me in over 100th place. Today, right now, we only have 46 people. We'll probably have maybe 60 by the time the race starts. So it will be much easier to be ready at the front for a sprint. It was just bad tactics that cost me a better slot. So still trying to figure out how to do that, because anytime I shift to my higher gears, I have to back off the pedals a little bit, and I lose some power and I fall back. Not ideal. I think I just need to keep into an easier gear for longer with a higher cadence. And then just shift later. I don't know. I've also finally bitten the bullet, and I changed my measurements here from imperial to metric. So you'll notice in this race, everything's going to be kilometers. So I'll just have to get used to that. Typically they say on a flat course, like a flat finish, you want to sprint 200, 250 meters from the finish line. So I'll be looking for that. Probably 200 meters. You don't want to go too early, because you don't want to start losing speed as people then do their sprint and catch up to you. So I'm going to attempt to maybe not go down to my fastest gear, maybe go to my second fastest and spin faster, because I don't have to change as many gears then, and then I can just spin the legs. We'll see. It's going to be experimental. But since we're going to have less than 100 people in this race, I'll definitely get a better placement, for sure. Even if I'm last, which I won't be. But will I get a better time? My time was 27 minutes and, I forget how many seconds now. Can we get a better time today? I doubt it with this small of a group, but maybe we'll push harder. We'll see. 70 people. I don't know if we'll hit 100, but Maybe we'll hit 80. It'll probably stay in the 70s. We only got 30 seconds left. Alright, wish me all the best here as we get ready to pop off and do some racing. So I'm not anticipating a faster time, but I am going to try for a better placement. Here we go. It does feel nicer to not be so jammed packed with other people. Like on the Tuesday races. Looks like I got 2 teammates in here with me. That's cool. can't seem to chase those guys down. Did not think that breakaway would actually stick. I think we almost got him. Like 8 minutes left. You got this. You got this. Keep going. Man, we're falling back. Dying. Nope. Not quite. Woo! Well, catching my breath. Oh. All right. Well, I did a much better, not much, but a better 20-minute power. Tuesday, I only managed 3.3. Today, 3.4. Now we'll see if Zwift Power keeps it 3.4 or if they'll round down to 3.3. We shall see. But I wasn't actually paying attention what time we had, so you will have seen it. I did not. I'll see it afterwards. We might have beat the Tuesday time, I don't know. Or at least I might have beat my Tuesday time, which is more important to me. Sprinting. What was it, like a half kilometer? All I did was click down to one gear harder. And it wasn't impossible, but it was hard to push that gear. My legs were just so used to spinning in the 90s in the gear that I was in. I did not change gears that entire race until the end, which I was changing some gears on Tuesday. Today I just stuck it in a higher cadence easier gear. And if there's a tiny little hill, I'll see it again when I review the video, but I probably only dropped cadence a little bit, in which case it was still high enough for the split second there was any kind of gradient. But yeah, my legs just kind of got used to sitting in that gear. I was like, well, I'm getting close to sprint time. I'll go just one gear harder. And I mean, I could hold it, but it was a lot more taxing. And it was much harder to hold the group because obviously everyone was speeding up too at that point. So, a gap started forming. So I went one gear easier to spin faster to compensate. Caught up a little bit, but switching down to my sprint gears, and then I looked down to get into position, started sprinting, head down. By the time I looked up, there was this gap. So that didn't work too well. I think I need to start before it starts counting down meters. I need to start before 250. Maybe once I see 4 or 3, I need to shift down, because it does take me a small amount of time to shift and then get my legs spun up for the sprint so I can get to full speed. So yeah, I was not able to make that happen today. But I do think I did better than my sprint attempt on Tuesday, because I fell back really far there. I messed that one up royally. Obviously, the 22nd place I got is way better than over 100. But there was like 230 people in Tuesday's race. So it's still well into the top 50%. Or I might have been like on the back end of the top 50%. Today, there's like 76 people. So what's that math-wise? Top 30%, something like that. So yeah, I guess percentage-wise, placement-wise, I did better. I'll go back and see if I did better time-wise. I did better 20-minute power-wise. And while my sprint still didn't pan out today, it was much better than it was Tuesday. So I'll take that. I'll take that as improvement. I mean, I was trying something different today. Waiting later to gear down, and I'm trying it with kilometers, so it's different, like waiting for when to sprint. I think everyone, I don't know, I was looking down, but I think everyone got into their sprint sooner than I got into mine. So it is what it is. I'll be really curious if I beat my time from Tuesday, but overall I'm definitely much happier with this race. Definitely was another one of those where I was on my limit towards the end. Just trying to keep pace, and yeah, my lungs and my body telling me, hey, just stop. This isn't comfortable, stop. But then me fighting myself, saying, no, your legs are still going. You can keep going. And I've been finding more and more, it's a lot easier to keep going when you're spinning an easier gear at a higher RPM. For me, at least. Because in the harder gears, I feel like I'm burning out my legs. And then I lose energy in my legs and I can't keep going. But if I spin, I don't really lose the energy in my legs. Yeah, my legs kind of hurt, but that's different than my legs dying on me. And when I'm pushing a harder gear at a slower cadence, I'm using more muscle strength and I'm burning them out quicker, because when you go to a harder gear and spin a lower cadence, you're using your fast twitch muscle fibers, and they burn out much quicker. They're way more powerful because they contract really fast. And so when you're sprinting, those are the muscles you're using. But when you're trying to go for a longer time and maintain a certain amount of power, it can be much harder to use those big muscles because you burn them out quicker. So going to an easier gear and just keeping a higher cadence, it doesn't burn out the legs so much. At the end there, my heart rate was getting pretty high. So that was trying to tell me, stop, this is uncomfortable. But this is all about practicing, telling yourself not to give up until your legs physically give out on you. So, lots of good stuff today. We'll see what Zwift Power says. I probably bumped up to maybe 20th place, maybe 19th. Usually there's a couple people who get booted in the final results. Still don't think I've done enough to get me up to category B, but we're inching our way there. We shall see. Alrighty, friends. I will catch you for next week's race. Have a wonderful day.